Mukti Ananda Ma, can you elaborate on what the difference is between being awake and asleep?
I would love to. This is an area where many get tripped up, not just for one lifetime, but for an entire lifetime. And really, it's overcomplicating this dynamic with lots of hows and processes and questions and confusions, which are all part of the reality of being not awake. All these things that you think are contributing to helping you awake are actually the things preventing you. And why is that? So, what is this waking state versus sleeping state? And how can one get out of the undesired state? Because that is really what is being asked. I must be asleep because my life is terrible. And if only I wake up, then I can have what I want. That's really the motivation behind wanting to wake up. Is that you believe that if you were awake, you would be better, your life would be better, and perhaps the world would be better. And what we recommend, if you can hear this, is forget this notion of sleep and wake. It is a problem that cannot be solved, for the sleeper cannot awaken, and the awakened will not go to sleep. They are two different identities operating in two different matrix of being. Instead, decide now. I am fully awake. I am a creator. I am conscious. I am ever evolving, expanding. And now I'm the one that knows everything. And be that. And allow the new thoughts, the new desires, the new body, the new worlds to be projected on the screen from the deep, the black, the mysterious, intelligent, creative force of the screen of life to orchestrate these pixels of consciousness in a movie that reflects that decision that I am. Does that clarify?
Yes, and yes.
And
I mean, there's always this pull that the traditional enlightenment, the traditional awakening, like I would define your consciousness as awakened compared to even a loving mother or father that has their own level of awareness.
it's all about identity because all are awake and all are asleep. And how can the both be true simultaneously? How can you be asleep and yet awake and awake yet asleep? Because you are not one identity. You are all infinite, ever expanding identities. And so you just jump from identity to identity, from costume to costume. And this you experience sleep, and that you experience wakefulness. And then the great I am, that is no one identity, but all, gets to see the play. The play between popping into one identity and then popping out, popping into another. And that we call a life stream, a movie.
I love this. Yeah, being the character in your dream, one would often prefer to be the one who wakes up from the dream rather than the character they dreamt.
It depends what they're waking up to.
True.
Are they waking up to a prison? Are they waking up to a matrix type situation where they're plugged in with something in the back of their neck? Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
You have defined waking up as the ultimate, perhaps or perhaps not. Perhaps you need some time of sleep. Perhaps you will wake up to an identity you'd prefer not to be in.
Mm. So this shifting to the identity you prefer, what I will define as the Tara shift, which is a very instant example of that. How would one, can we define, can we look at the how? I know I'm a big fan of how you do this shift of identity, or tips, or paint a picture of how
If
it's
you
done.
are on one side of the island that is breaking into the ocean, and you are 6 inches from the main island and you realize what's happening, do you have time to contemplate the how? How do I shift from this place to this?
No,
What do you do?
you jump.
You jump to the new island. You jump to the new identity, and you live there. Because you realize that the old identity is sinking into the deep abyss, can go no further. If you waste your time, not that it's a waste, but if you spend your time contemplating the how do I jump, you will sink into the abyss of going nowhere. Because that identity itself is meant to give you that experience. It's really that simple.
Is it an illusion that
All questions of how come from the current identity. To keep it exactly alive, illuminated, occupied, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Identities need occupation. Occupation from what? From your own awareness, your eyes of awareness, viewing through the identity. You look through the thoughts, the feelings, the body, the world of that current identity. And when the notion from your higher self, that is all identities, puts forth a desire that is felt, then that desire leads one to wanting to be a different you, or wanting different stuff, but it's all the same. And so the old identity's job is to keep you there. It'll ask lots of questions of how, because it seems impossible from the old identity to be this new thing, to go from mediocre wealth to supernatural, extraordinary wealth. That old identity and mediocre wealth, who has created that mediocre wealth, perhaps even proud of that mediocre wealth, sees no way to go from $1 million to $1 billion wealth. And it never will. Because its job, its framework, its matrix is to be the mediocre $1 million man. If you want to be the extraordinary $1 billion man, it's a new you. The how could never be done by the mediocre you. It can only be done by the millionaire you. And the millionaire you will only know that how when it is the millionaire you. Does that make sense? I mean, the
Yes.
billionaire you. We're getting our yous mixed up.
No, I've tracked what you were saying, but yes, I do understand that.
So you cannot know the how until you are the one. You must be the one first, through a simple decision made from the one that is all I ams. I am now this. I am now this I am. I am now that I am. I am now this I am. And now I am that I am. And in being all these infinite I ams, you show yourself that you are all and everything and all I ams. Comprendo?
Yes.
Comprendo.
Yes. I guess it's time when you say it's time. And whether it's 6 inches or 6 miles, you shift to the I am that I am.
You decide.
Right.
You cannot decide from the limited identity. You decide from the awareness, the space that I exist, regardless of what costume I decide to play in. And from that place, the decision can be made. The old costume unzipped, the new costume put on.